Well, well, well.
Oh my gosh, we are back.
We're
Oh
back.
my god, we're here.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. I'm about to be with y'all in a minute. I'm fucking this chocolate cake out, y'all.
Hi. Woo.
Woo!
Is anybody going to eat? Woo. Oh my god, hey,
Hey, Cortez.
Hi. Woo.
Okay.
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
What's the what? How's it going?
What's everybody going through? What y'all doing?
Well, that was fun.
Like, Leslie, like, how y'all doing?
We missed you too, baby. We can't wait to see you.
We miss you more.
Until she heads off to
Miss you more.
California to have big fun with the wretched.
Oh, that's right. When is that? When is that date set?
Middle of or the end of next month.
The end of next month.
Mm-hmm.
So Cortez, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't fucking like you. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, never really cared much for her.
I never really cared for you. I don't like your family, all of them, like Mac and Parker and Venture. I don't like any of them. But all I'm going to say is y'all bitches need to show up at the next blackout and the next cruise. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm just saying because I had fun with y'all. And maybe we can recreate that. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, they're cool or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all right. I mean, just.
It's not right.
I mean,
it's
okay. I guess you'll be in good hands and everything. So I guess,
Love is such a strong
I mean,
word.
you are a Cortez. I mean, you growing like fungus almost. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's all right. It's good.
I wouldn't say love. I have feelings for sure about it.
But I'll be sad to not see you as easily as I would be seeing you any other time on the East Coast. So
who else will be our sexy awkward stripper?
Do we have any other sexy awkward strippers?
I mean, we have other sexy strippers.
Or do we have any sexy awkward strippers?
No,
I can't think of.
Because I think Pup Indigo. He got the sexy muscle boy stripper down.
But he's kind of awkward. He can be kind of awkward.
Well, yeah, kind of.
He could be, or at least he can give a look. So,
mm-hmm.
So hey, Coyote! I see Coyote's in there.
All right.
Hey. Oh my God! It's Cornicia's brothers on the. Hey, Luby. Is Cornisha coming? Is Cornisha gonna come, Luby? I just wanted to understand that.
Who the hell is Cornisha?
Oh my God! You don't know who Cornisha is? You don't know who Cornisha is?
No.
You were there when Cornisha showed up in his video.
Oh, that was who that was?
Cornisha. The Road. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's Cornisha.
Well, Cortez does teach a sexy awkward stripper class. It involves fisting, so I'm sure you'll be down with it, Justin.
Sexy Justin, yes, you could take on the role of sexy awkward stripper. But listen, I was living for your truck stop realness look today on Facebook. I was living for it.
Yes.
Living for it. Labor Day weekend, Cortez, I will definitely make sure I'm here. Not like I'm going anywhere. I'm like, where the hell am I at? I'm stuck on punishment like everybody else.
Hey, Justin, post that information for your event and we'll show it on the screen.
Yes, please. And you had hit me up about that as well. So definitely, while you're here, if you could post it, that would be great.
Yeah.
Hey, Trayvon. Hey. And I see Links is on. Oh my goodness, all the fam is here. So listen, it is 8:05. So listen, we would love to stay and chit chat with you all and all our hellos, but we want to get through the show. And there's Billy. What's going on, Billy? Hey, Billy. Cypher. Hey, little bro. What's going on? Everybody's coming back. Yay!
I know, it's so wonderful.
We missed y'all. We missed all of you.
Missed is a strong word.
Hey, Elimination. What's going on, boo?
Elimination showing his bush all on
Elimination always shows his bush. But you talking about the one on his head though?
No.
I missed the one on the gram. Look, I'll go back on there later.
The gram and the Twitter.
Send me the link, Elimination. I'll go on both of them. I just check you. I'm gonna go support you.
Listen, the way the girls.
I will support you. Support you. I'm just saying.
You don't want the kind of support I'm trying to give.
I'm a support. Okay, well.
But that's the nature of our relationship.
I'm just saying I'll be there to support you. I'll support you. But
we both lightly sexually harass one another.
Lightly sexually. So let me make sure I understand this. Lightly sexually harass.
Like if we did it if we did it to other people, we'd be brought up on charges.
I hate both of y'all. Hey, Smash, what's going on?
But he loves it, and I love it because he always be trying to grab the good goods.
Oh, wait, Angela Davis has nothing on his limbs, Bush.
No, he does not.
I hate you, ladies. I hate both of you, and you agree with you like facts.
Listen, the no is actually it's an implied yes.
The no is an implied yes. See, you know what? I'm already confused. I don't even know. I'm confused already. Not underneath your jail. Anyway, so listen. We want to take this time to welcome you to the BGKH show. It is the catch-up. It is like episode number 101.
Yes.
Hey, kittens, what's going on?
It's so good to see all of you all.
It is good to see you all. And so, Coyote's giving you a shout-out, your article on Recon. I've heard several people speak of the article and talk about all the good things that you mentioned in the article. And I was like, okay. I'm like, all right. Like, he is very literate. He is very literate and very knowledgeable. So I'm gonna go ahead and shout out.
You saw the shade, the literate part. It's all good though.
No. There was no shade. No.
You're fine though.
It's fine. Everything's fine. But
there will be more of those articles to come.
Good. Listen, make your money. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Do you want more of these? Because I was gonna say
lead them chips right there. We lead them chips right there. We're gonna be crunching through this whole interview. We got water. We good. We're gonna crunch through this whole interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, but today is August 5th, 2020, and welcome to the BGKH show. Mm-hmm. So, and this is the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. He is
Dominion,
and I am Epic. So, welcome. And we are glad that you guys are back in the studio. Guess who's back in the hat? We glad you are back with us. So,
an authorist. You know, the girl she tried to compensate him.
He's an authorist. Mm-hmm. See, again, now that was some light shade, but it was light shade and love all at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I understood that lingo.
And if we were in person, he would try to grab my ass when he did it. And then I would try to grab his, and like I would see him and like try to hem him up in the corner, and grab his ass, because I outweigh him, so but he likes it though.
I got nothing. Listen, you already know I'm a good gaffer. That's all I can do.
And he's one of the few that when he grabbed my ass, I don't immediately see red. Not like that time when we were in Cleveland. Oh yeah, he was too drunk to remember that one. Oh, you know what you were? You weren't drunk. I remembered it now. 007 had to pee real bad. And we were way in the back. And the bathroom was way in the front.
But no.
So y'all gathered around him so he could piss in a cup.
Okay,
so then he left on the bar, and did someone drink that cup?
I don't know if someone drank it, but I know somebody because we talked. Now I remember what, because I was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I don't remember this," and I was standing right there. I don't remember this fight, but it wasn't really a fight. It was just you shut it down. But I don't remember this happening, and I was like, so now I understand why, because I was there, and I knew I was there, and I was like, I just don't remember this for some reason. But okay. We're not going to have any replays. We get a little bit older. We're not trying to do bail money or anything like that. So we're not doing that. So
it's all good. We good now.
Our last show was the end of June. It was our 100th episode party.
That was fun.
It was really fun. Like, I want to thank everybody once again for coming out. We had a really good time. We introduced the Kinky Punch, which was really good. America's Best Wings had a good shout out because they came through that night. They had some really good stuff.
I mean, they were America's most available wings.
Well, that's the name of the store, so we're gonna leave it at that. So we don't. But they came through with some really decent wings, and so we really enjoyed that.
They were quite edible.
Yeah, they were quite edible. I want to shout out to everyone that came out. I want to give a special shout out to our mixologist, Gray, who actually put together the kinky drink for us. Yes. And so I want to definitely say thank you to that. And we just had a good time. So I want to thank everybody for coming up. People came up from Virginia and different parts of Maryland. Like, yeah, I'm making it sound like it was more grand than it actually was, but because they did come from Virginia.
It was grand,
but it was very grand though, because we sat outside.
Very grand
on the back deck, and we got it together, and it was cute and everything. People came from Baltimore as well as Virginia, so we had a good time. So next time we're gonna try to do it bigger and better. We're gonna see what happens and how that's gonna work. We did miss a few people who didn't show up, or some of our regulars, and I want to send out the APB, make sure they're okay. So Lola and Tyra, want to make sure you guys are okay. So check in if you guys, when you can, because we miss seeing you guys. We miss hearing you.
I'll message Tyra after the show. That's what's in a minute.
Yeah, because then there was something else that was going on. So, but yes, 100 shows, and this is now 101.
Yes.
And you know what, Lynx? We're going to shoot for that at the MGM. How about that? We're going to shoot for at the MGM. That's what we're going to shoot for. Now, they
got a cute suite though.
I was about to say
penthouse suite.
That actually might
be like a 4,000 square foot penthouse suite.
We're gonna make that. We can turn
my good high school Judy rented it out for her and her husband's.
We can turn it into like an Onyx suite.
It was Guy, in fact. Him and his husband, they had their anniversary party there. I was like, "Girl, you are a fancy white woman." I swear to God.
Hey, Marcus, I see you're in there.
Hey. Thanks. So, I was listening to our first show back after hiatus, in 2018, and that was quite festive. Because, a lot of shit happened. The tree fell on my house. There was shenanigans with the family.
Yours or mine?
Or both. But we talked mostly about mine. And I had my trip to
Are you pooping on the couch again?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my couch. Yeah. But most importantly and most fun. Oh, we all talked about our trip to Atlanta. And how you missed the daiquiri factory. But we made up for it by going to Cirque, and Cirque was the exact same thing.
But we
did, because it was literally.
Did we make up for the daiquiri factory because it is no longer in existence? Did we really make up for that?
Yes, because we went.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we?
We did.
I don't think so.
Because we went to Cirque Daiquiri Bar, which is literally the exact same menu.
We're gonna change the subject. We're gonna change the subject.
We're gonna change
the subject. We're just gonna change the subject.
And y'all had hookah.
We just gonna change the subject. We're gonna change the subject. We're gonna change the subject.
Are you bitter?
I'm not bitter.
Are you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. We're just gonna change the subject.
I'm
just gonna change the subject. Hey, Aries man.
But most importantly, it was Dory.
I didn't.
Missed out on a lot.
Is that where you made your that wasn't your debut, but you had a cameo?
The 2018 was when I was the star in that student
cameo. That's student. Okay, all right. So COVID, you were fucking up a lot of things. Like
because we didn't.
A lot.
The month that we were off, that July. That's why when we originally talked about taking it off, I was like, but for why? For why? Because there's really no reason. Because we normally took off because July we normally start the month off by going to Atlanta and getting shenanigan-y for a week. Daiquiri Factory, our trip to our fashion photo shoot.
Well, the photo shoot,
and last year we did have a good time. It was what was it? Deviant's first time at a Waffle House.
I think it was his first time.
Yeah, it was his first time at a Waffle House.
Yeah, it was.
It was the birth of the Bristolhood of the Traveling Fat Bitches.
Yes, BTFB.
Yes, so that was fun. Yes, Cirque Daiquiri Bar is the same thing.
I just said we were going to change the subject because, again, we are talking about a place that was a landmark that is now closed that I was not able to go into for the last time. So the last time I was there was 2017, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to leave that alone. We're just going to change the subject. We're going to dash over that. We're just not going to, I'm not bitter. I'm not mad. We're going to dash over. We're going to change the subject.
You sound a little mad.
I'm not bitter. I feel I feel like Jackie Washington's sister. Mm-hmm. I'm not bitter. If I was bitter, you'd be dead. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, I'm not bitter. But I'm just saying, I'm not even mad. I'm just saying.
I feel like I got.
But we just need to change the subject. That's all. That's what
I feel like I got a cape around here somewhere. Then you could be super mad.
Anyway, so how has your month been?
So my month was.
Nothing exciting.
I stretched a hole or two, but I stretched the same hole many times, and so that was.
Well, I mean, that's the.
No, don't get me wrong. It wasn't that I didn't have a good time, but I enjoy stretching random holes. I love that energy of I love a sex club, and outdoor shenanigans, and So I was looking forward to all of that. So. What did I do this month? Not a whole.
And Coyote, no, and no party of one. Thank you.
It's not even a table. It's when those people who are so bitter that they sit at the counter. Like the old Bob's Big Boy, or when you got to sit at the bar when you are alone and lonesome, and you by yourself, and so you got to sit at the bar. And they'd be like, "Oh, it's as good as a table." Okay, sure. But anyway, so what did I do? We drove up to Rehoboth Beach for the first time.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've actually ever been to Rehoboth.
It was cute. I mean, it was something to do, but I know this sounds snobby, but I don't really fuck with East Coast beaches.
If it's not a blue water and a white sand beaches,
I don't really.
Key West, even though Miami and Fort Lauderdale are cute, Hollandale. I mean, Hollow Beach is kind of cute, but listen, Key West was better for me just with the blue water. The blue
Key
water.
West.
Yeah,
where in Key West was that blue water?
It was blue water all the way down to Key West. It was blue water.
I mean, I've been there, and all I remember is that it smelled awful.
No,
it was rocky.
Blue water.
Maybe we just went to the wrong beach,
maybe a storm was coming or something, or had just passed.
Yeah, well, stuff, yeah, I don't really fuck with beaches north of Daytona.
I'm sorry. Let me be clear. It wasn't like the magnificent blue of mahi mahi, or not mahi mahi, or like Bali, or like what am I talking about? It starts with an M. Or Fiji or anywhere.
Yeah,
but it was still a bluer water. That's what. So I can deal with that.
Yeah, but first of all, so when we went, there were a lot of people there. Not as many as it would probably normally be this time in the summer, but there were still people there. They required you to have a mask on when you were on the boardwalk and as you were going into whatever. But when people were actually on the beach, they didn't make you have a mask on. And it was 12, 15 feet around us. So so it wasn't bad, but they had some pretty bad rip currents. So when neither one of us was, got in the water or anything, the mall. Damn, the girls just won't let you live.
The girls. Thank you, Spesh. I was thinking of it, and thank you so much. But mahi mahi, yes, mahi mahi is fish links. That's why I changed I couldn't get it together. But yes, thank you. That's the question on your practice exam. Yes, thank you.
So it was cute. It was something to do. I had never been there, so I didn't really know where the gay area was. So I actually Googled it and found an old Metro Weekly article or whatever. So we started walking, but then when I got halfway there, I was like, girl, what? I mean, first we in COVID, and it's not like
Hey, Cardi.
Like it wasn't like the girls was gonna be sucking dick under the boardwalk or anything. And even if they were, I was with somebody, and so I was like, I don't really. And plus, I guess I maybe just. Since the whole thing, it wasn't. It was
over that. I mean, like when I say getting old, like it's like, all right, how many more times we can do this? Like I need energy to be right.
Plus, it was COVID, so I was like, even if they were sucking dick or whatever under the bridge, I was like, girl, I'm not going to be a part of that. So anyway, so we turned back. We hung out a little bit, and that was fun, and that was something to do. But so I didn't really do a whole lot. I did. The slave is moving here. He got a job with at the Naval Research Lab.
Good.
So I went with him to look at apartments, and I was like, "Girl, the rent is too damn high."
Let me tell you something.
I was looking at some of these places. I was like, they were like, "Oh, this is 1,200 square feet, and it's $3,100," and I was like, bitch.
Are you kidding me? That's like 2 mortgages for some people.
My whole house, this house that I'm living in right now, is $2,000 for 2,500 square feet. And no. So I'm gonna pay $1,100 more for almost half the square footage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No ma'am. So that's
I get it. Which is one of the main reasons why people like you start to really think, okay, well, am I like renting? What can I actually get out of it? Like, does it work for me? Should I then really look at how home ownership? But again, home ownership is still there's more than just that mortgage. It's a whole bunch of shit. So
like what?
Just a whole bunch of shit. The variables are like high. Like you just. Granted, you move in and you obviously have a warranty and all that type of stuff, so like roofs, but there's still other incidentals that you are responsible for. You can't just pick up the phone and say, "Can you come fix this?" Thank you. Click buy.
The difference is,
but again, that's
the difference is when you are renting, it's like insurance. You're paying for stuff that you're paying for someone to take care of it, but if nothing ever happens, you never received any benefit of it.
That is correct. But then that's also, well, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of someone that has only rented and not necessarily have owned. On the ownership side, the other benefits are long term.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I absolutely get that. But and again, those are one of the things or some of the things that make you think about buying versus renting. So,
also, when we're in a situation like we are now, there are tons of programs designed to help you stay in your home.
Mm-hmm.
There are not tons of programs to help you keep rent.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
So, and I've taken advantage of them a couple of times.
As everybody should. I mean, I remember going through some of these programs with my mom before she got out of the house. It's amazing. Like there's stuff that's there to help, but we shall see.
Yeah. So that's about it. We did some house hunting. Went to the beach that one time while he was here. And I mean, he's here permanently now. But and thank goodness his house sold within a week.
Good.
Full price offer. So I'm happy about that.
Good.
So, but he is downsizing.
And so where's
his house is like 3,300 square feet. And he's moving into all of the places that he's been looking at. I mean, yeah, you can find a 3,500 square foot, townhouse or whatever if you've got like $5-6 grand a month.
Yeah. Did he find a townhouse or did he find an
apartment?
Apartment, okay. Until he can find whatever he wants to buy permanently, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
But it's madness.
Well,
but other than that, and I've been doing shit around the house. I done got I done got her all integrated into the house and everything. So I got her to she turn on the lights. She can lock the doors, turn the AC on.
Go on and lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
Lock the door.
So we're good.
Okay.
What about you?
My month has been filled with lots of eating and sitting around and eating and doing some work online and eating And in between that, I may run to the store and get something to eat. And like, you know, I've been
It's about
hanging
the
out.
same thing here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hanging out with a couple of the brothers and crashing over there because we pretty much, that's all we do is we were like, besides me being here with you, I'm probably over there with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been comfortable to stay there, but then I've been comfortable of actually getting in my own damn bed. And it's something about getting in your own bed as opposed to like having to sleep on the couch. I mean, it's not that it's uncomfortable, but it works. But it's
couches.
like, you know what? I don't have to spread out my damn bed. I'm gonna take my damn clothes off. And I mean, I could do that, but it's like I still didn't want to do that all over the couch and you know what I mean, that sort of thing. So, but I've been spending a lot of time there and work. Like work has been interesting and a little crazy. But you know, this week we have a program going on. So we have like 97 people. Yeah, 97 people that are in this program, and it is amazing how technologically savvy but yet challenged people are when it comes to new platforms. I definitely would never say that I am technologically savvy, but I can figure stuff out. But I had a person say to me, I got kicked out of MS Teams, and I went to go log back in, and it says I need to use my cat card. What should I do? And I'm sitting there saying to myself, use your cat card. But I was like, so I try not to. When they send me these emails, I try not to respond and be like, "Bitch, did you?" So I'm like, okay. I'm like,
what do you think he was supposed to do? If it say use your cat card, use your cat card.
I'm amazed at some, and I was like, these are GS 11 through 13s. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, what? I was like, okay. But besides that, chatting with, talk to my mom pretty often. It's getting kind of sad for me right now with my mom. She's fine, but it's just me and how I feel about not being able to see her at this particular point. And it's not that I really want to drive up to see her right now, but it's just knowing that I can't even get in the door because they're still in lockdown. You know what I mean? So it's a little sad about that. And then lately I've been having these like thoughts about like I'm by myself and like, you know, the whole like relationship stuff and people and being around people and you know having family.
I know, right? And all these ugly bitches got a man and everything. You're like, God, you've been looking at people like your ugly ass got a man and here I am in the line.
So I've been having those sorts of thoughts. I'm like, is this my midlife crisis? Like I'm on the phone and I'm text messaging people and chatting with people and I'm starting to think like, oh, okay, well maybe then I'm like, oh, well maybe. Then I'm thinking that, I made that mistake of thinking that maybe something can turn into more than what it is. And it's like, it's not. So just leave it at what it is. If either you're going to continue to do that or you're not, and keep it moving. So, I mean, it's just, that's kind of where I'm at. This time alone has made me think about a lot. I spend a lot of friggin' time in my room right now. I just don't get out of the house that much. So I get excited when I get to go outside the house. So, but the past month has been interesting, just kind of watching things, watching stuff develop. The shade, the storm, way past midlife. I'm so sorry. Aren't you older than I am?
Yeah, right. This girl is older than all of us, and she's gonna be trying to talk shit.
I just want to make sure I understand that because if I'm way past midlife, then are you half dead? Is that what I'm understanding? Okay. Yes, Aries man, that was directed towards you. And guess what? Donna Summer dead too.
Woo!
So, but anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what my month has been like. It's been interesting. I am looking forward to the brother is actually purchasing his first house, so he goes to settlement.
Who was this?
Chad.
Oh, okay.
So he's supposed to go to settlement.
Oh yeah, that's
next
right.
week, and so of course with settlement and buying houses, things change around, and so last minute it was like, oh well, we were set for the 11th, and then now it's might be pushed back. So I'm kind of in limbo with that, but I'm excited for him because
it changes and
yeah, like it goes back and forth. And so I kind of anticipated that, and so we'll see how that actually works. But I'm going to probably want to make it a trip up there to go see him and hang out. But other than that, that's the month has been boring.
You remember when I had Jezebel? the white truck.
I did not know Jezebel. I think I saw her very shortly because remember that was like 16.
I bought it in 2009 and had it until 2015 or 20. Yeah, I bought it in 2009.
Okay, so you must have. So I didn't see her.
At any rate, I was supposed to close on this house on March 24th.
Okay.
They were like, "Oh, now what's going?" And so they tell me. Luckily, I wasn't supposed to move out of my house until I didn't have to be out till the end of the month. But that was supposed to be perfect because I had the keys to this, slowly moved. 24th became the 25th. 25th became the 26th. I was like, perfect. That's my birthday. So March 26th, I get the keys. Then they told me right at the last minute that it wasn't going to be until the 30th. So it was like that weekend. So that's how I ended up with Jezebel. I was like, I'm going to get something on my birthday. Fuck that. So I went and bought a car.
But isn't that the last thing you're supposed to be doing on your birthday? That is the last thing you're supposed to be. My cousin literally, when she went and bought her house, her bank person, or was it her mortgage person, like whatever their title is, called her and was like, girl, I told you not to make no purchases over $400. She was like, I had to buy 4 new tires. She was like, you are not supposed to. She was like, what am I supposed to do? She's like, do me a favor. Can you push it back a week? Can you wait 1 week just so we can get all this stuff finished?
Well, I heard that, but they didn't like stress it with me. So I had mentioned it. I was like, yeah, and I bought myself a car because y'all fucking around and whatever. And he was like, we're just going to pretend like we didn't hear that. So, because ain't nobody want to be bothered with redoing.
Is that like dollar for dollar, like reducing what you can borrow?
Well, it hadn't hit my credit yet because it had literally just been. I bought the car Friday evening, and then Monday morning we went to settlement, so it hadn't hit the credit yet. So it was like, well, as far as we're concerned, this don't exist. So,
bitch, come Tuesday after you signed, you're like, bitch, I got it now.
Right. And so so that's how I ended up with that.
Hey, Maxine Shaw, I see you here.
Yes. So what we're gonna talk about today?
We got a lot to talk about. We need to catch up with our normal stuff, which would have been Drag Race, Legendary, and then also All Stars. So we got some stuff to catch up on that. And we got some other new stuff that came. We got some couple of new stunt queens that showed up on the agenda, and so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So
all right,
let's jump in. You want to start with? Let's start with, first of all, let's catch up to where we are because this is the catch up. So listen, when we our last show, we hadn't had the winner of Drag Race hadn't been announced. I think it was going to be announced that Friday. And so it was that final show. And so they did that final show, and it was between Crystal Method,
yes,
Jada Essence Hall, and Gigi Good.
Right.
And so, they did it virtually, they did it online, and so it had all this other stuff. Where they had the contestants come back and they introduced themselves. They did this whole big thing like it was a one old slumber party type of situation. But they pretty much just sat there and talked to the contestants that were the final 3. So I found out that Gigi Good and Crystal Method are in a relationship, or they were trying to date around that time, which is really interesting to me.
They were? I didn't miss that part.
They are dating-ish.
Did they mention that in the show?
They did. Yes, they did. They're dating-ish. They kind of had this something.
Really?
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
How did that? What? Okay, all right.
What they do together?
I don't listen. Grown folks is grown.
All right,
folks.
that's not my affair.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I swear listen. But that's word on the street. But let's talk about RuPaul's Face Kini. Like, why?
Because the bitch don't know how to do her own makeup. If you look at old RuPaul before she became supermodel of the world, her look was consistently busted. and that was because she ain't had nobody to do it. Somebody, what I imagine happened was someone was like, "Girl, I'm tired of you with this fucked up ass face." So one of her local drag queen friends, maybe Lady Bunny or somebody.
Lady Bunny was giving Drew makeup tips. Okay.
I mean, just because that's her particular aesthetic doesn't mean she doesn't know how to do makeup. I mean, you see a lot of people whose aesthetic that you might not.
Trixie Mattel will never paint my face. Crystal Method will never paint my face. It will never happen.
Regardless of who it was, my point is that someone was like, "Girl, you need to get your shit together." And so they did her face, and the right people saw her with her face done. Then she became famous, and then she always had somebody to do her face. Now, in COVID, she got nobody to do her face, so she got to wear this fucking face kini, and it wasn't even a fabulous face kini. It just looked like she had on a nylon ski mask.
And it was a stocking. She cut the holes out.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I was like, okay.
And then she stuck some glitter on it, and she kept moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
That was the most bedazzled or bedazzled bullshit. But
it
anyway,
was a lot.
It was a mess.
But anyway, so they with the show they have like people come in and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
They do this thing where they talk to their younger self and give them advice or whatever. Crystal's grandma and her parents came on. Gigi Good's mom sent a video in. Mm-hmm. Jada's father and brother came in and chatted with them on video, and it was really touching. So, yeah. But Jada, let's be clear, Jada showed up with that Diana Ross eaten alive look with that big ponytail and all the hair and everything. Mm-hmm. She shut it down for me at the beginning. I was like, and Rue was like, "You look like the cover up." I was like, "All right, here we go."
Right.
But they did do a 3-way face up.
Zorro the Gay Blade. It was very that.
Well,
very that.
Okay. They did also do a 3-way lip sync with just them literally zoomed in on their face. Mm-hmm. I'm here for that. Like, I don't care what anybody says when the dragons get together and they want to lip sync. You want to do a lip sync competition? Bitch, zoom in here.
Right. Which it's a face performance.
Right. Which is exactly why I was here for the Alyssa Edwards and Coco Montrese number, because Miss Coco Montrese, call it what you want, Dorito number 1, because 45 would be Dorito number 2, but Dorito number 1, when she pointed to that mouth and she said, "How come he can?" I said, "Listen, Coco, you got my vote," because that lip sync was on. Mm-hmm. But with this lip sync, I was watching it again. Once again, Miss Jada tore down. Like I thoroughly enjoyed her because she was on it. She was singing the front and as well as the background, and she was on it. She didn't miss a beat. Mm-hmm. Gigi and Crystal, to me, kind of both did the same exact thing. They missed everything in the background, but that's just me. But anyway, then they did their video production. Crystal did the Like a Bird with the video production, and it was absolutely disgusting.
When she vomited.
She had 2 little birds, like the mama bird and the little bird, and she vomited the mama bird into the little bird's mouth. It was disgusting.
But it was very creative.
It was creative, but it was disgusting. Gigi, as far as I'm concerned, got the award for the most fucking creative video because she did the whole "Take on Me" thing. Like, she recreated that.
But I feel like she didn't do much with it, though. She painted some backgrounds, but now if it had been like a cartoon, like animated, like the actual "Take on Me" video, I'd get it that she couldn't like literally animate the whole thing.
But there was some drama with that as well, because there was some behind the scenes.
All right, so like, didn't other people help her?
There was some behind the scenes chatter about them helping her do some stuff.
Not them. I mean, she hired
the people that she hired, right. And you were supposed to be doing it by yourself. Right. So one of our good Bristas, Devia, was telling me that the story behind that. So I have to get.
Well, Devia. She didn't win. So.
No, she didn't win. But again, it was still, they made her redo whatever she was going to do.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, that was interesting. But I still thought it was creative.
Yeah, it was very
creative. Miss Jada did her little dance number, and listen, what I would give her credit for, she's like, "Listen, bitch, I came to work. I'm gonna dance in this little square spot, this little box right here with this couch, and that's all I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna work, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do." And she did it.
Well, according to Savant, says she filmed in a studio, which was against the rules.
Right, and I think that's what it was. So I was like, but she didn't win, so that was fine. But again, Miss Jada Essence Hall, she did her little dance number in the living room with the couch, and so it kind of worked. She did Sierra get up, and I was like, all right, cool. So, but at the end of the day, the group called for a final lip sync, and then they all got together and performed side by side on video at least.
Mhm.
And so I was living for Crystal's mixed medium or mixed pattern look. It was a bunch of confusion.
Yeah.
Gigi, she did this costume change in the middle and went from like hooker on the street to like Wizard of Oz and Dorothy.
It was very Dorothy. Yeah.
It was. I was like, okay, it was okay. And then Jada started with a cover up, which we knew was going to come off. And then she came down to this bathing suit, whatever, and bodysuit. And then at the end, she pulled up the tail, and it was like a crown at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, girl. It's like, all right. And Jada eventually won. Yes. So I'm gonna give her that, and I thought it was well deserved.
Oh, very.
I also, because she did say, she was like, oh, thank you so much. Look over there. I was like, all right. I saw on the internet that she actually had people come by and was driving by.
Like they did like a parade.
A parade of cars. It was really nice. It was really nice. So she won that. Now, as far as All Stars,
I thought was a pretty good season this year. It got down to Shay, Miss Cracker, and Jujubee. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until after the show till I figured out what my main problem with Miss Cracker's look is.
Which one? Or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay.
It's her padding. Her padding always made her look like a baby with a too-full diaper. And the way the padding was cut, you could get the padding that sort of moves with you. It didn't move with her, so it really did look like a baby with this too-full diaper that was just like in the back, because it looked like, you see a baby, like, the baby moved one way, and then like a half a second later, the diaper moves. Mm-hmm. That was how her padding always looked. And it wasn't that her looks weren't creative or whatever.
They were okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were the best ever, but that was just my issue with it.
Okay.
Jujubee always gave you the look like every look reminded me, it was like, it felt like in the best possible way, Joan Collins doing drag or Diane Carroll it was a very rich bitch kind of look. And just, except for when she did the RuPaul family reunion look, but all of her looks just said...
that's when she had the real big hat.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed that real big hat.
No, and I'm not saying I didn't love it.
Oh, but that hat was
saying all of her looks just said, I am a sophisticated, rich...
Justin said, my husband says Miss Cracker's neck is the same width as her head, so that's why he didn't like her.
Is he wrong? Is Justin's husband wrong? It's accurate. Jujubee always looked like rich bitch to me. Her look will always I feel like she played the game, but she was nice. So she gave me very Bianca in that kind of way, where she could be a little shady with the girls, but you never got the sense that she was being mean. Like, if she was shady, she was calling out ridiculousness.
Yeah. And of all people, of the three of them, she could have been the shadiest because the bitch has been there the longest.
Yeah.
And she's been doing lots of shit. So she has a lot of skeletons that she could probably pull out for a lot of different people.
Yes. And Shay just gave you look after look after look after look after look. My favorite look was the nude bodysuit with the afro.
Yes, I'm going to give you that. Mm-hmm. Because towards the end, a couple of her looks, I was kind of like, now, I love Shay, and I know that she's going for the looks, but some of them I was kind of like, I would have made some other choices.
Some of the looks, even though I liked it, and I'm down for her.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I don't follow all of the other, because I don't really be following people on Instagram. I follow people I know.
Right.
I was like, like when I first joined Twitter, I was like, I'm going to follow Nene Leakes and all these other people. I was like, I don't fuck what these people say. So, right. But like you would see Shay's look, and so she would post the look afterwards. So like she would do like an actual studio shoot. Mm-hmm. Remember this show was filmed like a year ago. And the look that she would do in the studios was more refined than what we saw on screen for a couple of them.
Yeah, because the only one that not the only one. There was one, that butterfly cocoon thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still that was a miss for me. But
Yeah.
I saw where she was going with it, and I even saw the picture afterwards, and I still felt like,
yeah.
But okay.
And then so they performed to RuPaul's clapback song, which I did not care for.
Listen, I said it before. Ru's music is the fact that she has her own show. She's able to hit you over the head with her music and ingrain it in your head.
It's a fucking marketing beast.
And so so that's what it is, because none of her music really sparkles like that.
No.
It's just that it keeps playing over and over and over again, and you're like, okay, I kind of like it. Yeah. She's probably only had like maybe one or two bangers that I was like, I absolutely love, which is one of the things I
like put the bass in your walk. I kind of like that, but you hear it all the fucking time now. So
my most favorite one right now is Guess Who's Back in the Hat? They call me mother. Like that's probably one of my favorites with her, and I liked it from the beginning. So it's like okay, and the clapback song is cute. It was very cute, but it was kind of like all right. But none of her songs really bang like that for me. Anyway.
Yeah, so the lyrics and the song, and they got the choreo. They brought out Miss Todrick, to do whatever, and Juju came and slayed like she always does. So like when it came to the three of them, I've been team Shay since the last thing. What I wanted her to say about the whole thing was like, I understand that you were upset that you lost, but I feel like, are you mad? I was like, I said, I wanted to hear from her. I was like, are you mad at the people who made fun of you with the rose petals, or are you mad at Sasha Velour? Because if you're mad at Sasha Velour, that's misplaced anger.
So I don't think she ever. So
she never said.
No, she never said that.
And she said that she went to therapy and everything. And I was like, but I get that you're upset that you're lost, but you understand that this. I
don't think she was upset that she lost. I think she was upset that she could never stop reliving that moment. And to be quite honest, if that was me and the bitch came through with some rose petals, bitch, I would be seeing red beside them petals all the. I'm like, bitch. Let it die, bitch. Let it die.
Well,
let it die.
I would have been very upset, and that's your even if you're not fucked up about it, to have people when they come up to you throw rose petals on your face, that's a good way to get popped in the mouth.
Yeah, like it's a lot. It's like you're doing it over and over. Like I'm sure people will probably, I hope they wouldn't. They're probably walking up to like OJ or something with like gloves and be like,
OJ and stab him.
I mean, it's that sort of thing. It's a bad example, but then it's a good example at the same time. So it's like you just probably, although you would want to do it, you just shouldn't do it.
But you know what I've discovered just by following Sasha Velour and so I follow Sasha, Jada, and Heidi.
I follow Sasha, Jada, Heidi, Alexis,
and I think Alexis, yeah.
I also follow Vanjie. I follow Latrice.
Mm-hmm.
I follow Raven. Like there's a bunch of the girls I follow.
But my point is that a lot of these fans are mean.
They are,
and they're nasty
and disrespectful.
They take the shit way too seriously. It's like, girl, just calm down.
Yeah, very disrespectful. Like, because for me, it's one thing that I lost, and I think the first time it happened, I'd have been like, okay, that's cute. Like, all right, cool. But the 117th time,
right? Like if you're at the drag con or whatever, and bitches come up to you with roses, I was like, that's just fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, have you ever had something that you really wanted, and then someone came and it just
kept going over and over,
and then to have to relive that every time? But And
then on top of that, we're magnifying this because it was in the public eye. She was on national television. You know what I mean? Like it's
like if they came up to what's your girl Asia. And
with had dead butterflies,
and they do that. They do that.
So it's like I
still think it's disrespectful as hell too.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's funnier, but I think it's funny because I'm awful. But I think it's funny to the concept, but it's never something that I would do.
Right. So, bitch, you're awful. That means I'm awful too.
That's what I'd have been like, bitch, and they threw fucking butterflies at her.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyway.
So it got down to the final looks and the final lip syncs and blah blah blah, and I wanted Shay to win, for redemption. I feel like she did the best, sort of consistently
She
throughout
had
the show.
one dress that I thought was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. When she did the comedy routine, that red ruffle gown was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love that gown.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And but if Juju had been declared the winner, I wouldn't have been mad at all.
I wouldn't have been mad,
not even a little bit, because I feel like she gave a really good, steady, solid performance. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, after the way they did Shangela, and oh, by the way, small digression. She has a show on, you can see it on YouTube and Vimeo and a few other places.
I follow her too.
It's like an hour-long, and I follow her too. It's like an hour-long show that talks about that whole season.
Oh, wow.
It's not as tearful as you might think, because this is not the person she is, and plus that's probably under some sort of...
she's under one old type,
But I mean, she does give up more tea than I thought she would about it, so you might want to check it out.
Okay.
But I thought it was good, and I think so. No spoiler. Oh, if it is, I'm sorry about it. Spoiler alert: Shay won, and I thought it was well deserved. And I really did appreciate that Juju and Miss Cracker, at least on camera, were both very gracious. About it.
Now I don't know about Miss Cracker, but I sincerely believe that Juju would definitely be very gracious about it. So,
and I'm sure. I mean, you can't be human if you are at home like, fuck.
Yeah,
because they found out in real time. I mean, it was because the way they do it. They give each one of them their moment, hearing their name called, and then they only edit it so they don't,
the one person. Yeah,
right. That's even when they do that live. That was how. What was it? The year that what season that I didn't watch? Was that season 7 when? What's the one's name that won season 7?
You got to give me more than
Violet Chachki.
She was 7.
Was that season 7?
But Violet Chachki. Okay, I know who she is.
So when they had the finale, they filmed. They didn't film all 4. They just filmed a 1 with Violet Chachki winning, and supposedly the audience was supposed to be like, "You're not supposed to say nothing," but of course, motherfuckers started talking. So then, after season 7 was when they started filming. All of them got the chance to say it, and then there was only 1 that ultimately got edited into the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So that was that. There was a lot of drag going on. I feel like this drag is this whole year, because there was Dragnificent. Mm-hmm. We're here. There was season.
This was season 12 of Drag Race.
Season 12 of Drag Race. Season 5 of All Stars.
And then you had the Celebrity Drag
Race. And then there's another one coming out at the end of the month, which is the Las Vegas
review, which I'm actually going to watch.
I'm very excited to see.
And then I also, in there, Vanjie is in that, and her and Cameron Michaels got something going on.
What? She got a type.
I don't know what that is.
She like them tall blonde bitches.
But listen, Cameron Michaels' body,
sickening.
And even as a boy, it's like, okay, well, all right. Like, okay.
Yeah, as a boy, I hit it.
Listen,
let's see what else. Oh, so Legendary. What do you think of? Okay, so where do we leave off? First of all, that dance routine with Naomi and Deshaun was everything. I was like, bitch, I wish it was like a Vogue tango. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I was like all in like, bitch, go, go, Deshaun, go. It was amazing. Hey, so let's just pause for a moment. So our friend Justin, who is the current Mr. DC Eagle, is hosting a fundraising event where it's like a bingo.
It's like bingo, yeah.
You're buying a square, and then the squares cost what, $25 a piece or whatever. So here is the info. So we've got it here, but what we're going to do is go back and post this link so you'll actually be able to see it. So you can find him on Twitter. His name is Justin Sawyer. You can also look for his Mr. DC Eagle 2019. It will be in 2019.
Justin, is he? I thought he was
2020. So the one next year would. Well,
no,
I guess it is 2020. Yeah,
Justin
Mr. DC Eagle 2020. So you can find him as Justin Sawyer or Mr. DC Eagle 2020 page. We'll also post this link to our Facebook page and shit. Of course, I can't remember the name of the charity, but it is a charity that supports.
I'm not going to say I remember the name.
Trans, because he asked Onyx to help him.
He did, but I'm sorry. I have fried brain right now. Like I'm all over the place with everything else, especially with the day and trying to get everything together. So I apologize, Justin, but we will definitely post your information. And I'm having a brain fart because I cannot remember the organization. I'm so sorry.
No worries. If you remember the name of the or have the name of the organization, Justin, just put it on screen and we'll post it. So, So some of the gifts include this bench that we got from it's a play bench.
That little and it looks kind of cute though. I was like, this looks kind of cute. I was like, all right.
We've got gift certificates from Comfort Zone and Trick Box and a fuck bench that we refinished. So
listen, if you even besides the gift certificate,
it's called the name of the charity is Hearts and Ears Incorporated.
Thank you. Even if you haven't, if you outside of this game, and you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, go check out Comfort Zone. Go check out Trick Box. They are local businesses.
Yes.
And they are two of our favorite organizations and businesses that we kind of go to. And I love Comfort Zone specifically with Nikki and Robert because they're very personable, very friendly, and very knowledgeable. Any questions that you have about stuff, and they will honestly give you information. So I thoroughly recommend that you go check out Comfort Zone, and they're up by University of Maryland off of exit 25, right there by IKEA. So literally you go up at the IKEA exit.
It's across the Beltway from IKEA, but at that same exit.
Next to the Dunkin' Donuts and all that good stuff. So it's great. You go check them out. They are good. So try to support them locally. We have a lot of local businesses that might be struggling, and I have I think that patronizing them would definitely help them out, and just tell them that somebody from Onyx sent you. Tell them I sent you, so that's fine. I tell them I said hey, because I actually I need to talk to her anyway. So yeah, but anyway.
So again, that's Vogue Tango.
It was everything,
and I fucking love that beat. I was like, I
want to have a conversation with Vaughn about that because it sounds so Vaughn to me, and I was like, oh my god. But one of the comments that Lele made during the show was that she said, this is not. She said, even though it might be choreographed, it shouldn't look like it's choreographed.
Right.
And when Deshaun and Laomi were on that floor, I swear to God, while I knew it was choreographed, it was
very organic. It wasn't feeling like 5, 6, 7.
They were on it, and they were in it.
It was perfect.
And I was like, y'all bitches better listen. It was amazing, and then all red. It was. Listen, I was here for it.
Yeah.
But now, as far as the show is concerned, so they were affected by COVID as just like the rest of the world, and so they had no audience members at the final taping of the show. And so it was just the 3 final teams.
Right.
And they were Balmain, London, and Escada.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to come out and do this intro and this presentation of like heaven and hell.
Right.
And so I kind of tried to differentiate the 3 of them because they were all still heaven and hellish. But Balmain came out as this church. It was like a church intro to hell type of production.
Mm-hmm.
Lambert had this holy possessed house function, and Escada had this like fallen angels, but they were more like fallen Victoria's Secret angels to me.
Yes,
so it was. But and then they kind of eliminated one of the 3 after that production, and they eliminated Escada. So then it came down to Balmain,
and that was when they had to do like the rich. It had to be. That was when they did the 4 houses combined into 2 super houses, and they had to have the look that was supposed to be like rich, luxurious, but also like alien and fantastical.
Yes. That was there. Yeah. But these last 2 houses that were left were Balmain and Lanvin, and they broke it down and did some of the basics, which were the 5 elements of Vogue. And so they were just going to call out each of the categories and have people come out and do things. Mm-hmm. And so for all of my ballroom kids, listen, there are 5 elements of Vogue. It is your hands, it's your duck walks, it's your catwalks, it is spins and dips, and it is also your floor performance. And they call one person out from each house to come out and do their best. And I had to laugh because I was looking at Miss Erica and I was like, girl, you can't do nothing else but either hands or catwalk. And that's all that she could do. And yeah, so she did her catwalk and it was cute, but I still think that the Balmain boy ate her up. But hey, Tyra! Oh my God, Tyra, you are on! We are so happy to see you! Where you been? We miss you!
I'm supposed to have that light on to more illumination. But
okay. But anyway, so yeah, when they did that, and I honestly, the judges after deliberation, they chose the House of Balmain, and I don't know how I feel about that
because first of all, Lanvin had the most wins, so the most superior houses.
Okay, but that shouldn't qualify them to win. But that should have. I feel like it should have gotten them. Factor. It should have gotten them up to this point, and so I think that's the only thing that I think that justifies for me why they didn't necessarily win. Because if they're using all that to get you to the finals, then I'm okay with that. Then it's just a matter of which two houses were the best. And even then, I don't necessarily think I would have gone.
I still feel like I would have gone with Lanvin.
I think I probably would have gone with Lanvin, but that.
I mean, I don't have too many ducks in this show.
But they won, and so they took their $100,000 home, and $20,000 each, and after taxes, it was probably like 27 cents. So
right, so
but
I mean, it was cute, and I was very happy for them. So
knees and ankles looking mucho buttery. Thank you.
Yes,
oh my God,
listen,
thank you.
You know what this is? So the first, I lotion up 2 times. The first I do. So when I get out of the shower, because I have this problem with dry skin. My skin itches like immediately when I get out of the shower.
Okay.
And
you try water softener as well.
Yeah, I probably need like a whole house water softener. But anyway, so I use this aloe vera gel. So I cover my whole body with this aloe vera gel when it's still wet, and then I put lotion on top of that. I mean, you let the first layer dry first.
We'll talk afterwards. I was going to tell you to try some Nivea or some.
I need something that has to have lactic acid in it.
Yeah, it's an Nivea or Carrie, and they're expensive as hell. But it's expensive as hell. Mm-hmm. But anyway, listen, this is good old Jergens, the cherry scented, the cherry almond, cherry. Talk about spins, dips in the show was just that how fun to watch. Yes, it was. Hey Caprice, it was fun to watch, and this is what I love, and so I loved it, but I was kind of like.
It was cute, so I look forward to see what the next season is going to be like. I really hope they don't have Miss Law back. I
don't think that Law made that much of a great impression, so we'll see. But then again, somebody has to be the villain, so who knows? She might.
I mean, I guess, but
now will Megan be back? Probably not. But did you clock her performance? So Megan performed during this.
She did a cute lip sync.
She did a cute little lip sync, and she had some of the past villains come back
and she did this.
She did this lazy Vogue, and it was kind of like,
yeah. My problem with Megan, and it's not a problem, and I hate to be, because I really do think of myself as a feminist in as much as I believe in equality of the sexes and equal opportunity for women, and I feel like women get unfairly critiqued on their looks or whatever. But I mean, you're on TV, so here we are. Yeah. Megan, I was like, listen, girl, I got it. You got big titties, but her titties was like 50% out of her bustier, like many times when
they are titties, they supposed to be out. Oh my God. Listen, if I had titties, they'd be underneath my neck every day. I'd be like, hey, good morning, how are you?
It just looked uncomfortable to me.
Say hello to D and double D. Like every day, I'd be like,
okay, so I just felt like her.
What I will say is, I think that whoever was her stylist, I think that she should try a different stylist, because while we know you have body and a catsuit, the bodysuit will work for you, you could have done more with some of your looks.
And it wasn't that I don't want to see your titties, but it felt like that catsuit or boost that corset was like too small.
Cortez, let me be clear. I love Miss Megan. I love Meg. Like I'm here for a curvy. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. But her stylist and the look, I need to work on that a little bit. So, and she could do a lot more.
Yes.
So, but you know.
All right, so that's all drag for.
Yeah, that's all drag for.
We're all caught up with drag. So
yeah. Now,
I mean, it's not like I don't like Megan. I mean, I like her. I mean, she alright. Oh, you know what? Did you watch Black is King? I have not yet, so I gotta watch it.
So Miss B. Okay, I was gonna say, all right.
Have you watched it?
The music I've heard.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched it. So. It's a lot of visuals. And
so it's like Lemonade.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I had to like reserve an evening to watch Lemonade. So I feel like I'm gonna have to reserve a whole evening to watch it and sort of take it all in.
Shout out to I'm gonna give accolades where accolades are due. Shout out to Gray, as well as 007 and Deviant. For breaking down this video into some of these pictures that I saw, because it was so many looks I couldn't even get all of them. Mm-hmm. And Deviant was like, no, it's this look, it's that look, it's this look. And I was looking like, okay, all right. She had a lot of looks, like a lot of looks. And many of them were really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll watch it this week so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, it was
all right, so let's go to our stunt queens. All right, number one, 2 Delta passengers refused to wear masks, so the plane turned back to the gate and kicked them out. I mean, I don't really know what else there is to say. Listen, we in the middle of a fucking pandemic. I'd have been like, if I'd been on the plane, I'd have been like, kick their asses off the plane.
But they got away. They got out. They backed away from the gate. Got onto and were going out to the runway. When they decided not to take their masks off, they circled right back around and told them to get the fuck off, and then barred them
for life.
Was it really worth it? And you couldn't even get to Atlanta. Like you couldn't even get to where you're supposed to go. Like really?
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to. It's not as bad for me wearing the mask. For me, the problem wearing the mask is really my glasses. And they get fogged up all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So about half of the time, I just wear my contact lenses.
Okay.
But it's more important for me, 1, not to get sick, and 2, not to pass it on if I came in contact with it.
Absolutely.
Than any concern that I have about whatever. Because 90% of the time that I'm going out to do shit, I don't need to do it. So, like, if I'm going to the grocery store, I got plenty of food, so I don't necessarily need.
Right.
It's not like if the cupboard is bare and now I got to go buy some food. I decided that I wanted to make this fancy ass meal on Saturday, so I'm going out for organic purple truffles. So, or I'm going to Home Depot to buy a cross-cutting miter saw. Because, I want to build,
It sounds so butch.
It was super butch. I thought
cross-cutting miter saw.
Cross-cut. So in the past month,
Cross Colors is on sale at the miter store.
So in the past month, I have bought an impact drill, a cross-cutting miter saw.
That sounds kind of fun.
It is. I bought an air nailer.
Like an air gun?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like you could kill somebody with it. Like
I mean, you could, but it's
yes!
It's not quite like So I bought all kinds of tools. But my point is that much as I don't necessarily love wearing the mask, I know that that's my part in this whole thing of keeping all of us safe and eventually getting out of this to where we don't have to wear masks at all.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway. So yeah, fuck them. I don't fuck. Kick their asses out. So who's next?
They got kicked off, so we definitely know that was, Number 2. Oakland County Circuit Judge Mary Ellen Brennan. I want to be clear that I have her name correct. Oakland County Circuit Judge Mary Ellen Brennan of Detroit, Michigan. After 78 days, a Michigan teen who was jailed for failing to complete her homework while on probation is released. Now, this particular young lady, since they were 15, they never named her. They called her Grace. Grace, the 15-year-old black girl who garnered international attention after she was jailed for failing to complete schoolwork while on probation, has been released after spending 78 days in a facility where at least 4 staffers have reportedly tested positive for COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Grace was originally incarcerated in May by Oakland County Circuit Judge Mary Ellen Brennan. On Friday, this was last week, the Michigan Court of Appeals ordered her immediate release pending an appeal of Brennan's initial ruling. Brennan herself refused a motion to send Grace home on July 20th. Now, this article goes on to talk about the political part of it and how people are running for re-election and that the judge didn't have anyone. She was running unopposed. But this is the part that I wanted to point out in this article that was mentioned as well. And this article actually came out, it was on the appeal.org's website. It said that Oakland County has disproportionately sentenced Black youth like Grace to juvenile facilities during the COVID-19 crisis. According to a July 14th ProPublica Illinois report that first brought Grace's ordeal to the public's attention from March 16th to June 29th, at least 24 young people accused of delinquency were incarcerated in juvenile facilities. More than half were Black, even though only about 15% of the county's youth are Black.
First of all, what the fuck is delinquency when we all supposed to be in the house? Delinquency, I mean, listen, even if you want to say, I understand what delinquency is, you're supposed to be in school or whatever, but everybody in the house. So as long as you're in the house, how can you be delinquent? Now, for me, it would be different if the charges were, you're supposed to be in the house, we all supposed to be under quarantine, you was out in the street fucking around. That's entirely different. But what literally, so the first was March 16th. Most places went into lockdown by shortly thereafter. Mm-hmm. So even if we say April the 1st, so between April the 1st and June 29th, what the fuck does delinquency even mean? It's because you didn't log on to your computer? I mean, the fuck? What if you don't have a computer?
This is why she's on my list.
Yeah, she's on the list.
She's on my list as Stunt Queen. She's on my list.
Yeah. I think we need to come up with a new category. That's not a stunt. That's just being an evil bitch.
Okay, we can call her an evil bitch.
Okay,
and we've read her in the stunt queen category, but she is the evil bitch for this particular week.
Definitely. All right, so John Isaac. I don't really follow the sports ball, but anyway, so John Isaac.
And wait, let me just say, the BGKH show nor any of its affiliates are wishing anything bad on this gentleman, but I got tickled with this and wanted to bring it to you all.
I don't wish anything bad on him, but all I'm gonna say is look at God. This dude said he's a black man. He's a basketball player who refused to kneel with his team a few days ago, and then he blew his knee out.
And not only did he blow his knee out, it was a season-ending injury.
Which again, blowing your knee out, I mean, that's some pain. That's very painful in the moment, and the rehab for it is incredible. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we're making fun of it, and yes, I deserve, it is sort of a funny and fucked up karma thing, but I mean, I'm not literally being like good for him.
Right. But it's just, I find it very ironical.
Very. Very ironical. So he said, he previously had stated, Jonathan Isaacs has stated, he doesn't believe in kneeling and wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt go hand in hand with supporting Black lives, and said he wouldn't participate. He released a statement previously saying he doesn't believe Black Lives Matter, but believes we all make mistakes in life, and racism isn't the only thing plaguing this country.
Now, his statement, he went on and read, like he listed several things, but the one, I'm not going to say I don't. I kind of checked out when I read his statement, when he mentioned something about God, and I was like, see, just stop. Just stop. And I just couldn't.
I have just been thinking about this, this whole Christianity in particular, and black people in Christianity and the dogged belief, and this is my personal opinion, the dogged belief in God and Jesus and how he's going to save us. And I was like, for 400 years, our people were killed. And as they were being hung and raped and shot and forced into do all kinds of degrading things, some of their last words were Jesus, is going to save me, is going to save us, and yet he never did. I think of, the Jews. Let's just only focus on the 6 million Jews that died in concentration camps. Now, according to their own belief, they were the chosen people. And yet this same God let his chosen people be gassed and in some cases cooked alive. And so, yeah, that's why. So whenever people start talking about God and Jesus and this just this incredible belief in all of this, and I'm just like, girl, it doesn't jive with what's actually happened and is happening in the world right at this moment. So yeah. So when people start talking all this bullshit, as soon as it, like you said, literally the minute Jesus Christ, I was like, yeah, we won't have nothing to talk about because your belief is based in foolishness.
And listen, if that's what you believe, I'm here for it and I understand it. And I'm not even saying that I don't necessarily share some of his beliefs in as far as religion and or God. But I think that people, and we found this in the church as well, especially amongst the black church, people tend to use the Bible or use the words of the Bible or use the words of God because, again, this is the King James version of the Bible, and so many things have been twisted around, all that type of stuff. They tend to use them in a when they're convenient for them, and so when people start saying that, it just automatically, it makes me turn off. I'm like, I go from hearing you say something, speaking clearly and eloquently, to now all I hear is the teacher on Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Like, I think I shared with you before, I was going, at one point in time, I was going to this church here in Maryland, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was going, and I was like, okay, I like the preacher because he seemed very down to earth, and, he seemed to be, and the moment he opened his mouth to say something about raising children in same-sex households, I literally did not hear anything else he said at that point because all I heard was womp, 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 womp. And I got up and I immediately left because I sat back and I said to myself, there's no way in hell I'm going to sit here and try to pay tithes and support you, knowing that if I was in a situation where I was with someone and we decided to have a child, that you're going to tell me that my child is not going to get everything out of life that we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. I think the only disagreement that I ever had with Sydney, my gay mama, and it was a disagreement. It wasn't like a fight. I was going to his church, Metropolitan Baptist Church, the home of the homosexual. Don't get me started on that. The home of the homosexual.
And what's that other one? Not Metropolitan, but the one on Rhode Island Avenue?
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah.
So their pastor at the time, H. Beecher Hicks, got up and started talking about homosexuals and faggots and shit. And I walked out in the middle. Not like wait until afterwards, bitch. I gathered my shit and got up and walked out. And Cindy was like, why are you leaving? And I was like, all these fags sitting in here going to sit here and listen. And I said it just like that. And I didn't give a fuck who heard me. I was like, all of these fags in the choir, look at you're from your fucking choir director. All these fags in the choir loft, all these fags in the audience is gonna sit here and listen to this man talk about homosexuals, and none of y'all are gonna say nothing. You are holding. I didn't say holding up the church, but you are holding up this fucking institution. Yeah, and you're gonna sit here and let this man talk about you like this, girl? Fuck that. Ma'am. I don't need. Got to go. I got to go, and I never. The only other time I've been in that church was when Cindy died.
Yeah, I just...
And all these fags sitting there, the new pastor, he ain't say nothing about homosexuals, but it was like, I feel like I was the only one that got up and eulogized Sydney. I didn't say he was my gay mama, but I said he was both my father.
Respect.
He said he was, I specifically said he was my father and my mother. All the fags knew what I meant.
Right. Well, and listen, I had this same conversation with an ex of mine, at this particular point because with that church. I cannot think of the name right now on Rhode Island Avenue. But spending hours after hours in there doing stuff for them and always going. And I was like, but wait, didn't they just talk about the kids? I was like, and you still going? You go there. He's like, come to church with me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam.
First of all, I don't even like to get up early on Saturday, or even when we go to brunch. When if you were to say right now what time you go to brunch, if you say at 11:30, I'd be like, but we go like at 1 o'clock.
That's kind of early,
right? So I don't even want to get up to go do shit that I want to do.
Brunch is usually from 11 to 2, so we can get there about 1:15ish.
Right. So and then it's not that they're gonna throw you out.
Mount Olivet, is that what? No, not Mount Olivet.
Greater Mount Calvary.
Mount Calvary.
Yes, Greater Mount Calvary.
Yeah, that I just and then that one was in particular even more notorious because it happened 2 or 3 different times, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Right. It was like all these flags and all this. I'm out.
I'm good.
Anyway, so snakes in the motherfucking pants, girl. I didn't watch this. You
listen. So, forget snakes on the plane. Here's a man that had a snake in his pants. So, reportedly in Uttar Pradesh, a cobra crawled inside of a man's pants when he was sleeping, and he held onto a pole for 7 hours before the snake was removed from the lower half of his body. According to the Times Now, the incident was reported from a Sikandarpur village in Uttar Pradesh's Mirzapur, where a group of laborers were working on installing electricity poles and wires. They said the workers went to sleep after dinner, and Lavish Kumar, who was also sleeping when the venomous snake reportedly slithered into his pants around midnight. He woke up to realize that a snake was in his pants and stood up to make sure that he was not bitten. According to the report, the man kept standing for 7 hours supporting himself on a pillar, and a snake catcher, was arranged by the morning. So there's videos of the rescue, and I watched the video, and I swear to God, I kept thinking in the video that the snake had gotten into the man's underwear, but he hadn't. And I was like, well, listen, Mr. Lovekesh Kumar, but you got a lot going on up here in the front. I'm going to just tell you that, because that video was showing everything. I was like, this is a lot. You might have got some new friends. Oh my God. It was almost like you
sure that wasn't the snake?
That wasn't the snake, because the snake was in his pants, like literally crawled up the leg. When the snake charmer came, he literally sliced up the side of his pants and started pulling the pants down. So the snake was down here in the pant. He had on like bikini briefs, and I was like, I said, wow. It's like they doing it like that? I'm like, okay, all right. So listen, apparently he's not bitten, he's fine, he probably has some new friends. I'm just saying.
So in 2014, a man lost his penis after he got an infection in his taint. I'm just going to call it his taint, which turned into sepsis. And then now he is creating a new one by using tissue that is attached to his arm. And then he's going to have it reattached at some point. And I was just like,
yes. But the thing is, so now, of course, obviously COVID has been playing a part because he was actually supposed to have it put back on in 2018. But the problem is he has this penis that's been reconstructed on his forearm. Yeah. And he's walking around with it on his forearm. So but the part that got me was he said he'd been through the devastation of knowing he was going to lose his penis. And he said he just picked it up and put it in the bin. He went to the hospital and he said the best that they could do was to roll the remaining stump up like a little sausage roll. And he just said it was heartbreaking. Yeah. On a lighter note, have you kids heard about this new Ryan Murphy thing? He has a new series coming out.
Yes.
It's actually going to be lit. It's called Ratchet, actually. And on OutTV or on Out.com, it was reported that the mega producer has rated his latest series, and it's called Welcome to Ratchet. It is supposed to be basically a nurse Ratchet before she became.
I've never seen A Clockwork Orange, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, so they said that this had something to do with. So it says it looks a little bit like American Horror Story, but it's not. It
Yeah.
said it's a new eight episode series that functions as a prequel of sorts to the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh,
and
but
so
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, its central character is the villain, Nurse Mildred Ratched. But again, you're going to meet the woman before the monster. Now, Clockwork Orange is something completely different, but
I was mistaken.
I know
Yeah.
that's okay. Yeah, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was a bit much.
Yeah. All right, so we're not going to talk about all of these things. We got to wrap it up. So
We got on the time.
that's true, but you know, don't want to be like a 2 hours.
Well, I mean, we back. We got people here. They here.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, so Ratchet, what's next?
So have y'all heard that there's going to be some new music from Adele? So according to the NME.com website, Adele is reportedly working with Raphael Sadiq on her new album. Now I think this is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It said her last album was in 2015, which was 25, and she said in September, she said earlier this year that the new album would arrive in September. Now her manager then kind of chimed in and was like, "Listen, the album will be arriving whenever it's done." Mm-hmm. So because of COVID, everything had to be slowed down. So we're gonna look for that to come shortly thereafter. But she is working with Raphael Sadiq. And as you all know, Raphael Sadiq has worked with like many people, like Mary J. Blige, Whitney Houston, Snoop Dogg. Like he's been working all over, and he even, which I don't even know why they put this in this article, but he produced Solange's 2016 album, A Seat at the Table. Now, maybe I'm the only person on the planet. I wasn't feeling crazy in the sky. I wasn't.
Don't touch my hair and all. It didn't really move me.
She don't really do it for me.
Not at all.
Whatever. But he's a great producer. She's also supposed to be working with John Legend as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to hear what this is all about. Adele also gave praise to Beyonce about the new album, and she loves Beyonce, so she was like, she's really excited about that. So mm-hmm. I'm pretty happy about this new music from her. So I'm looking forward to that. She's also, and I think I just said she's working with John Legend as well. That's another rumor that she's going to be working with her. Mm-hmm. So, back to Ryan Murphy and American Horror Story. So there's this rumor going around that it was a fan-created post or fan-created image on an Instagram post of what looked like Marie Laveau or Angela Bassett playing Marie Laveau. Mm-hmm. And it said a new series coming on August 14th. Well, again, it was something that was fan-created. And again, you can't trust everything you see on the actual internet. So, but Ryan Murphy has never said anything about trying to do a spinoff, but they did ask Angela Bassett about if she would be game to do it. And she said, absolutely, she'd be game to do it. Mm-hmm. But again, that's not necessarily going to be a spinoff. Now, Ryan Murphy already has a spinoff that's actually coming out, and it's going to be, it's called American Horror Story. American Horror Stories. And there'll be an anthology series that'll tell a new story every episode instead of a new story every season. Even if one of those episodes isn't devoted to Marie Laveau, it's still going to be a really good thing. And the mere existence of the American Horror Stories along with the Apocalypse season of the horror drama proves that its creators are open to expanding their warped universe. So maybe there's going to be an episode, maybe possibly, or maybe there might be a spinoff. Who knows? So if the fans are pressuring Ryan to make it happen, maybe it'll happen, maybe not. We'll see. But he still has a lot of other things to do because he's bringing back the witches from Coven in a horror story at some particular point as well. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes as well. The internet's also been buzzing about Brandy. She has a new album that dropped. Brandy, after 8 years, Brandy has returned to music, and she has her 7th album called B7. Now,
she's the vocal Bible.
Well, so I was getting ready to say, I've heard people refer to her as the vocal Bible, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand why and wherefore this is coming. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting her skills at all because she has some skills and she
sounds fine. I mean, she's not a bad singer, but the vocal Bible?
Yeah, so I listen. But anyway, she has it was,
and they be getting real upset about
they do that. The Brandy fans are like highly upset about that. And I like her. I'm good. But it's a 15-track album and is co-written and produced by Brandy and includes collaborations by Chance the Rapper, collaborations with Chance the Rapper, Daniel Caesar,
whose brother Taylor Bennett, I think his name is. He was the cute light skinned dude that was one of the guest judges on Legendary, and I immediately Twitter stalked him.
He's cute
and followed him, and he's bisexual too.
Is he bisexual now? Because I thought he was just gay.
I heard he was bisexual. I never heard that he was gay.
Oh, okay.
Did we have we? Well, you'll have to school me.
I think his brother was the person that said, "Oh, my brother's gay." But now, whether those words came out of his mouth or not, I don't know. But
oh well. Either way, that Alito, he's at least apparently he's not unfamiliar with the.
He's gonna play with a dick or a booty hole, either one. But and he's cute though. So
he's very cute.
Call me.
And he like walking around with his shirt off.
Call me.
Like I've never seen a picture of it with his shirt on.
I saw a picture of his brother with his shirt off. His brother's tinier than him. Chance is
yeah,
he's tinier than him.
They're both very cute though.
Yeah, they are.
When I saw him, because when I first saw him before I saw him on Legendary, I was like, this guy looks like Chance the Rapper a little bit, and I didn't know who he was because it doesn't immediately say, "Hi, I'm Taylor Bennett, Chance the Rapper's brother." So it's not like he's just.
I don't even know what he's doing. Like if he's a musical,
he's a musical artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have some orders you can play with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
baby.
But anyway,
he got some DSLs and there.
He has Brandy's album was released on the 31st, and it was accompanied by a music video.
Let's bring it back
for Borderline, which is a moody ballad touching on themes of heartbreak and loss. And the visual actually depicts Brandy being taken into a mental hospital against her will, ending with a PSA about mental health and the message "You are not alone." So the video was really interesting, and video. In another video, I saw someone referred to as the prettiest crazy person on the planet, and I was like, okay. And that was actually with, wait for it, Kim Burrell, who said that. Now I'm transitioning into Kim Burrell because Kim Burrell has an online show where she had Brandy come onto the show and they were talking, and there was a new collaboration that's supposedly in the works, which is with Brandy, Kim Burrell, and Jasmine Sullivan. So, and this comes about almost a year after Fantasia, who did a single with Brandy as well as Jasmine Sullivan, it was scrapped. And according to Fantasia, it was scrapped because of record industry forces and record industry pressure to actually. So whatever that means, apparently the song it's somewhere out there. I don't know if they actually are going to release it later. Not quite sure. I didn't get any information on that. But apparently there was a collaboration between Brandy, Fantasia, and Jasmine Sullivan. Now, the other piece of this, which is the original part of Brandy doing a collaboration with Kim Burrell and Jasmine Sullivan, I think I kind of want to hear what it may sound like vocally, because I feel like the raspiness of all three of their voices might make it interesting. And I want to see what it would sound like. I don't necessarily know if I can support it because of Ms. Burrell. I respect her gift and her talent, but I don't know. But I'm here for Jasmine and Brandy though. So, but I know she's one of your favorite people. So, okay.
All right, Angelica Ross.
So Angelica Ross, you all know her as Miss Candy from Pose. She has entered into an overall development deal, actually, with Pigeon and the production company, which is owns Beyond Fix My Life. And in addition, Pigeon is currently working with the Joe Biden campaign as the production arm of their LGBTQ plus Out for Biden initiative. So Miss Angelica Ross is doing shit. Not only is she the founder of the nonprofit Trans Tech Social Enterprises, she was honored with a Visibility Award from the Human Rights Campaign. She's also the co-host for the 2020 Black National Convention. Ross and Pigeon, which is comprised of Matt Rosenfield, Morgan Elizabeth, Montre Burton, and founded by showrunner Paul Harrison, are excited to partner for the overall deal, and as activists and advocates have made it clear that they are sickened by Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, and Jonathan Mattingly still walk free after the brutal killing of Breonna Taylor. Yes. So listen, they're here to co-produce and script. They're here to co-produce and align with telling the truth while honoring Ross' Buddhist vow to show others their true value and purpose. So I'm here for this. I'm here just to see what she can actually do. I think she's used her 5 or 10 minutes of fame and kind of parlayed it into other stuff. And that doesn't mean she's not going to have more. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm here for her using her star power and her time in front of the camera to do stuff off camera as well. So I'm here for that. Now, this next story, we have been in the house and we have all been on punishment. But listen, as someone who lived through this the first time, I thought I would never ever hear it again, and I thought I would never ever see it again. But did you all know that Jerry curl is making a comeback? I said it. There it is. The Jerry curl is making a comeback in 2020. A lot of influencers are loving this, and I don't understand. Like I don't understand it. You have all these beauty influencers that are appraising the results of the Luster's S-Curl Wave Gel Activator, and that it gives them bouncy and juicy, but not coming to America couch stain juicy curls, but it has staying power. But again, I'm just stuck on the words Jerry curl. Like we back in Jerry curl again in 2020. That's what we're doing. Jerry curl.
Nah.
I mean, you can if you want to. You can do it on your beard.
Get out. I'm just saying. All right, the BGKH show streams lined up.
So do you want to touch on this last one here?
Oh, y'all president be bullshitting. All right, so hold on. Where are we? What the hell? I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. All right. So according to the House Majority Whip, y'all president said it's been suggested that y'all president could use emergency powers to extend his term in the White House. A senior Democrat said, as fears grow, the president may attempt to hold on to his office should he lose November elections. James Clyburn, who was the House Majority Whip, said he believes Trump has no intention of peacefully transferring power to presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden, who is well ahead in several major polls. Mr. Clyburn said he doesn't plan to have fair and unfettered elections. I believe he plans to install himself in some kind of emergency way to continue to hold on to office. Last week, he floated the idea of delaying the upcoming elections amid the coronavirus, suggesting that the vote should be postponed until people can properly, securely, and safely vote.
But yet you still want to send kids back to school?
Right.
Okay.
In a message posted on his Twitter page, the president also claimed the 2020 election could fall foul to voter fraud, with millions of Americans set to cast their ballots via postal service due to the coronavirus. All right, so here we go. Oh, come on, Spesh. Mm-hmm. Coming to MAL with a Jerry curl beard. Listen, first of all, as you know, we're not necessarily putting nobody's business in the street.
Wait, and Graham's talking about Siri remind me to get plastic covers for the couch.
First of all, for those of us who have seen Spesh without his shirt, as much body hair as he got, if you're going to put a Jerry curl anyway, you're going to put that Jerry curl on your, on your chest hair.
No!
Yes. Now, I'm here for that.
No! Spesh, if you roll up with a body curl, I'm going to be so mad at you. No!
It's a look, baby. It is a look. A look. All right, so first of all, your president does not have the power to delay the election. The Congress has the power to set when elections are.
And who has control of that right now?
Nancy Pelosi. So that ain't happening. So you ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
So that's one. Two, now what is troubling is that he has installed a new postmaster general who could make it very difficult for people to vote by mail. So so we need to stay on top of that. And listen, to avoid the foolishness, if at all possible, vote by mail, vote early. Even if you are going to vote in person, vote early. Take advantage of the early voting that will be offered in your that may be offered in your precinct.
Yep.
Remember, and we said this. This show has been very consistent in talking about voting rights. It's soft and silky, Spesh, but is it curly and bouncy?
Spesh, I will listen. I cannot with you. I can't. Matter of fact, listen. Where's Kareem? I can't with you. Like Kareem, come listen. Come get. Listen. Come get Spesh.
Come with your husband. Y'all gotta do something.
Nope.
He's stuck in a flash flood somewhere. Please come rescue him.
Listen, that is Joe Brista. Listen, I'm just saying.
You remember that story, though?
I do remember that story, but we ain't
that was an amazing.
We ain't gotta bring it up, though. I mean, yes, he flew into action to go pick him up, but it was like, really?
Bitch, I wish I had a man that would come rescue me in a flash flood.
Yeah. Anyway, if we don't have an elected person by January, Auntie Nancy Sicilian Gangbuster Boo Pelosi is president. Yes.
But these things are why voting is important at all levels.
Paramount.
Think about what would happen if people hadn't voted in 2018. We would have a crazy ass president. We've got a crazy ass Senate, or at least partially, or enough of a majority, and a crazy ass Congress. Do you imagine where we would be? I mean, we're in a fucked up situation.
We are.
But imagine how much more fucked up it would be if you didn't have a Congress, a lower house of Congress that could put some sort of a check on this man's craziness.
Yeah.
This
is why it's important that the whole idea of checks and balances is absolutely important. Absolutely important. So voting at every single level, as we just said, is absolutely paramount.
If you believe in things like defunding the police, at some point we're going to have to vote for people. Yes, we have to take action by marching and doing the things that we're doing in Portland and all of that. But that goes hand in hand. Oh, thank you, Tyra. Wait a minute, that don't sound right.
She's like phrasing.
Then I can come do your walls. Okay.
All right.
I mean, you never know.
All right.
But eventually we have to vote in people who support those ideas about defunding the police.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that? Yes, Spesh, I'm grateful as well. However, I'm concerned about the notorious RBG. I'm so concerned. I'm
like, girl, please just hold on until January the 21st. If I don't want her to die.
I don't.
But if you can just hold on, please, until January the 22nd. And then if you just want to be like, I'm out.
Yeah, but just wait to please. But anyway, I'm sorry, I digress.
So just a lot.
So, but anyway,
hold on, I got the new script.
And there was one more thing I wanted to add to this as well.
Okay.
One
more thing, let me do.
So that have you heard that Dr. Dre his wife is trying to divorce him?
Yes, I read about that.
What? So apparently he's worth it's almost $1 billion. It's like 890 something million or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was laughing because Donnie Simpson was talking about it on the radio, and he was like, "Man, you have 890 something million dollars," and he was like, even if you give half of that to your wife or your ex-wife or whatever, let her roll on. Just go. Now I get it. It's your money. You earned it, and it's yours. But it is 890 something million dollars. Are you going to be poor with 450,000?
That is not even a fucking point.
I understand it, but again, your ass is not going to be broken destitute. Just give her the fucking money and keep it moving. That's how I feel about it. But again, I get it that you've earned it and it's yours. But at this particular point, if you have built this stuff together, whether she signed a prenup or not, and again, part of the issue is that the prenup that she says was signed under duress, and that she was forced to sign it, and all these different things. And I'm like, okay, girl, at the end of the day, you signed the prenup and you married a man. But the sad part is, are people a little crazy? Because I'm trying to understand. Don't you have more access to his money while you're married than when you're not married? So even if you're not married to him, and I'm
not necessarily, because I mean, it's not like a lot of that money is tied up in stuff. I mean, it's not like there's literally a bank account with $849 million, and you can literally just cut a check. You got to. He would have to cash out. That is a valuation of his holdings in Beats by Dre. So he'd have to cash that out.
Well, first of all, he did. He sold them.
I get that, but my point is, right? It's not.
It's not all liquid. It's not liquid cash. It's not actual cash you can actually get. Right. So I understand that. But again, at this particular point, we're within the same age bracket of probably like 5 years. Mm-hmm. Man, go on, get your money and keep.
Now, I said earlier that I'm a feminist, but I also still have a problem with. This isn't.
And they haven't been together that long, so let me be clear about that.
There's that. So this isn't. We got married when we was 22. I supported you while you went to got your doctorate.
Jeff Bezos' wife,
right?
Because she was there from day one.
She was there from day one because I remember back. We're old enough to remember. People be like, "You can get it from Amazon." I'm like, "Fuck what I want Amazon for?"
Yep.
So so yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but she's only been with him. I think they've only been married for the past 5 years, I think it was. Maybe.
Yeah, so I'm just like, girl, you deserve to have.
You want to add up these 5 years and put a dollar sign by them and take that and move on? Like, do you want to do that?
But listen, when you want a divorce, I'd be like,
no, I take that back. She signed the prenup back in 1996.
Oh, well then.
So they got married, and then she's 2 years into the marriage, so 1998. So yeah, she's been with him for a minute.
She's been with him for a minute, but my thing is, I just don't know how I feel about it, and I would feel this way about it if it was reversed.
But at what point?
That is Dr. Dre. Him grind. I mean, apparently he's an awful person. He beat shit out of Michelle. So I'm not necessarily standing up for Dr. Dre.
I'm not either.
I'm standing up for the principle that somehow, just because you are married to someone, that you deserve half of it. Now, I certainly think that you made some contribution to that success, but is that half? I mean, were you in the studio sussing out lyrics?
Let me back
all
up.
Kind of stuff.
So we can always agree to disagree.
Thank you, Spesh. No, just take $20 million and go away and shut the fuck up.
Listen.
I agree.
1996. So you're talking about 2006, 2016. So that's 20. We're talking about 24 years.
Come on, man.
24 years.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you have $1 billion. And I'm not saying, listen, all I'm saying is, this is the question I'm bringing up. The question I'm bringing up is, at what point is it about changing your lifestyle, or about the money, or about what you can afford? It's one thing if she's taking all of his money. It's another thing where she in 24 years, especially the Beats by Dre piece, that's been amongst the time that they've been together. So even if there's nothing else but the Beats by Dre piece, and I'm not saying she had anything to do with that, but just cash for this little money. Just for me, I'm trying to simplify my life, and I'm trying to make it simple and easy. It's like, bitch, if you don't want to be with me, guess what? You don't have to be with me. Because listen, I can be by my damn self, or I can find somebody else. So take this little money, go about your business. As long as my lifestyle's not going to change, and what I got to do is not going to change, I'm good. Get the fuck about get the fuck out of my face. Don't come back. That's how I feel. But at what point are you being, I get the principle of the thing that it's yours and you earned it, but at what point are you being unrealistic about the dollar or the amount of money that you're giving her. Because you're not going to be broke. You still have you have a $500 million.
You used to have $1 billion.
Okay.
Alice, do you remember? I still think about. Remember Eddie Murphy when he was talking about Johnny Carson and his wife? He was like, if you got $1,000 and you got to give somebody half, you'd be mad as hell.
I'm not
Johnny Carson had $100 million. He got to give his wife $50 million.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be mad. I'm not. At the end of the day, listen. Jeff Bezos was like, "Bitch, girl, take whatever you want." And I'm not calling her a bitch because I don't even know that woman. I'm just saying because that's my usage of the bitch word, and I use it as a term of endearment. And I'm not meaning that to. If anybody's upset about it, then I apologize because that's not what I meant. But all I'm saying is, girl, take your money and keep it moving. Like just go on.
Yeah, I mean, I get that he's going to be completely fine, and I mean, I'm not. Like a lot of these things, so
Tyra, I don't even know if they had kids or not, but so you said if she had kids as well, it's been 24 years. Like, come on. Listen,
I just think the whole science of the art and science of divorce and divorce settlements and alimony is
it all depends on what your lawyer. It all.
Yeah.
Listen, if she got Gloria Allred, well, I'm not saying Gloria Allred, but yeah. If she got Gloria Allred, then listen,
fuck bitches, get money, get what you want. Know that if you was married to me, I'd fight it tooth and nail. I was like, I'm not giving you a fucking dime. That's just me. I also I've never beat any of the men in my life or any of the partners that I've been involved with, and I've never mistreated them. And I built myself from the ground up, and I am not above suing. Sorry, just had a
every brick,
yellow bug bite. I paid for this.
All paid for, free and clear.
Right. So, all right. So anyway, all right, kids. The BGKH show streams live on Wednesdays on Facebook and YouTube from 8 to 9:30-ish p.m. and 5 to 6:30-ish p.m. We will eventually have a chat line where you can call in, but that will be coming soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, Epic, how can the kids get in contact with you?
So, if you're trying to reach me, you can find me on Facebook. If you search for Epic Onyx, you can reach me on Instagram at you can reach me on Instagram at I am Epic Onyx, and you can reach me on Twitter at Epic Onyx1. Dominion, how can the kids reach you?
Dom Onyx on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/Dom Onyx, and www.domonyx.com, where you can find my book, Alex and Alonzo, A Love Story, and on probably a monthly or so basis on Recon.
Yes.
So, and you can also find the BGKH show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram by going to our link tree, and that is linktree/the BGKH show. Once again, that is linktr.ee/the BGKH show. So we posted that on our Facebook as well as our Twitter and Instagram page. That's a single platform from which you can then click on the links for our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep. And so stay tuned, kids. We have a lot more stuff coming up for the year. We have some guest appearances coming up. We have some new verses coming up. Like I promised you guys, we were going to do the Whitney versus Mariah, and then we're also going to do Rihanna versus Beyonce, and a few other verses that we're going to have coming up. So keep tuning in. We're going to have some more live shows with audience members of participation. Tyra Nicole, I'm calling you out because, girl, you need to show up at one of these live audience shows. We will have a seat specifically for you. Links as well. If you show up at this one as well, we'll have seats specifically for you.
Yes.
And then we have some more stunt queens that are going to come up because that always happens daily.
Yes.
And we just have a few more tricks that are brewing. So keep tuning in.
I forgot to mention congratulations to Billy Porter for his Emmy nomination.
Oh, that's right.
But also boo to the Emmys for snubbing Pose.
This is true.
Snubbing Pose as a television show and snubbing MJ, Dominique, and India.
Well, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that.
Well, maybe not Dominique, but
I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that. But I love you all. No, there is no Dominion versus Epic. Yes, there is plenty of tricks.
Someone had the nerve to say, "Oh, Link said Janet versus J Hud." Come on now.
So first of all, I'm absolutely ignoring that comment, and so that's just what we're doing. We're gonna ignore that. So does J Hud have more than one album? Okay, I'm sorry. She has two. I'm sorry. Or is it just the one?
Just let it go. Let it go.
I can't remember. But anyway, we're not doing that. But anyway, listen, kids, it is always a fun and a blast to be with you all. Thank you all for staying with us tonight. We went a little bit longer than we normally do, but we had so much to talk about. And so we're so happy to be back, and we'll be talking more and more, and we'll try to give you as much information as we can. She has an Oscar. Yes, she does. And Janet has an Oscar nom for a song. I'm just saying.
A nomination versus an actual stat.
This is true. I'm not going to discount that. I'm not even discounting it. I'm just saying, but don't think that she hasn't been nominated.
BGKH t-shirts will be coming very soon.
Ooh. Ow. Yes, it's just a nom. It's just a nom. It's just
all right, kids. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.